So in this video we are going to learn one of the very important concepts in not just in Python but any programming language, and that is if else statement. So what is if else statement? So basically, in Python we run the program from top to bottom. We just write our code and then it runs step by step. But what if we want to run the code based on certain condition? And that's where this if else come to the picture. So I will show you by example. We create a variable here, and I assign the value 19 to it, and here I am using this if statement. Let me explain you after that. So this is basically the if else statement. This is the simple example of it. Here there is a if condition. So basically, as I said, this if else is used to check the condition, and based on that we execute the code. So inside both of the statement, this is called the code block. So if this condition is true, this code will execute it. So whatever inside that going to execute it, that means this code going to execute it if this condition is true. If this is not true, then else come to picture, and this statement going to run. So if this is true, then this going to run, and otherwise in other cases this is going to run. So let me run the program. Okay, so here age is 19 and we are checking the condition. So basically in if else statement we are going to use these operators, comparison operators and other operators, to check the condition, right? So this condition in this case is true, so this code is getting executed. And as you can see that if we have something like this, and if I run again, now we have different output. We are not allowed to drive because this time age is 15, and it checks the condition here. If age is greater than 18, then this code going to run, but this case it is not greater than 18 though, so this code is going to get executed, and that's what we're seeing here. So this is basically the conditional statement. And just see the syntax here. We just put this if here, and the just the condition that we want to check, and we use this colon here, right? And this is called indentation. So inside a function or this if else statement, you have to put this indent. If you are using the code editor, it's going to just automatically indent you from the next line, right? If I just go to next line here, the cursor going to automatically go to the indented here. But you can use it manually by using this tab. So you have to use this indentation. It is for readability, and this is the code block inside the if statement, right? And here this is the code block of else statement. This is called code block inside of that, right? So here we use this colon, and inside the code block we use the output that we want to generate. So if this is true, then we want to do this. If this is not true, then in other cases else, we want to do this. So this is basically example of if else. So if I just use this if statement only, right, and do not put else here, then nothing happened because I do not put else here. I do not explicitly mention that what I want to do if this condition turn out to be false, right? I can check for multiple conditions as well. If let's say let's change this variable to, let's say, marks, and give it 75, and let's change the condition here. If marks is greater than or equal to, this time we are going to check greater than or equal to, let's say, 90. Then we want to say you got A grade. So if you want to check more than one condition, there is this elif, that is a short form of else if, right? We can use that to check more than one condition. And here I'm putting another condition. If else if the marks is 80, then let's say you got B grade, right? Let's put one more condition here. Else if now another condition here is more than 17, the colon, and inside the code block I'm going to execute this if this condition turn out to be true. You got C grade, right? And in else, let me just write it something like this: you failed the exam. So now if I run this code, you got the C grade. So here it checks the every condition. In the first example, we just see one condition. If it was turned out to be true, then that code is run, and if it was false, then the else code is run. But this time it checks the every condition, and if any of that turn out to be true, right, then that code block getting executed. In this case, this condition is true here, so this code block is getting executed, so we got that output. If we have something like this, now in this case none of the condition is true here, so if none of the condition is true, so at the end this else is getting executed and we got this as output, right? So this is basically, this if else statement, right? You can check one or more than one condition. If that condition is turned out to be true, then that code block getting executed. Otherwise, if that condition or more than one condition, none of that in this case is true, so else block is getting executed, right? So this is if else statement.